Hey, Chris, I'm sorry I'm late. I had some business to take care of.
This is your business. You were first up. That means you're supposed to be here first. You get to process the trash truck.
No problem.
But get it off the street. Tow it to the impound yard.
Ooh, well, CSI Crime Scene Investigation has been one of the most watched shows on TV for 8 seasons, and Gary Dourdan has been solving crimes there from day one. Please welcome Gary Dourdan.
Hey, Gary.
That was a hard catch.
What's up, guys?
Gary, you gave a strong kiss on the cheek.
That was so strong.
Just so you know, while everyone was waiting for you to come out, all the women in the audience were like, primping, okay? I saw you. We were talking a bit in Hot Topics about paparazzi, where you heard that, right? And I know last year, didn't you have an incident with them?
Yeah, I had just come back from Paris, and in Paris, in Italy, that's where it started.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of pictures taken of me, but I came back to LA, and that's when it got crazy because the video camera guys, they have no respect for your privacy. You come out of the club, they're all up your butt with the video camera, and they're taping your conversation, what you're saying for like an hour. You're saying, please move the camera away, and I had been through it a couple of times, and I lost my temper.
And you're a
Don't
dad.
lose your temper
What do you
with a
say?
video camera.
What do you say to people who say, well, you wanted to be famous, this is the price?
No, that's
I mean,
when
how do you
people
answer
are,
that? Just-
come on,
I'm just
you have a
asking.
video camera and you're really, going over somebody's privacy. I think they need to make some laws,
Especially when you're a dad. I mean, you got kids.
Britney's driving down the highway.
It's not safe for anybody for them to
That's
do that
ridiculous.
at all.
Yeah, Princess Diana. Come on, do we need to speak any more about it?
Yeah.
Well, Gary, I wanted to ask you, CSI, you have you're a compulsive gambler. Now you're a drug addict. You have now become a murder suspect. What is going on?
When we first started the show and they had the compulsive gambler thing, I said, why does the black guy always have to have the problems in the show? And then I thought of all the actors I really admire. They've always been bad guys. They've always had problems, and I had to really evaluate, myself as a dramatic actor. Robert De Niro, Sam Jackson, of all the actors I admire, they're always bad guys. That's why I admire them.
Well, they play both.
They play both,
Yeah.
but they get famous as a bad guys first, don't
Yeah,
they?
the raging bull, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, mostly the dramatic actors.
yeah.
Italian actors. They had started to get me over to Italy every year to do press, and I said, "Why do you call me, not the other?" Well, we like you because you're the bad guy. This is kind of working for me. Exactly. I was like, I like this bad guy thing. So I accepted it. I embraced it even more.
Do a show. CSI is the #1 show in African American households.
Yeah,
Maybe you have something to do with that.
I think maybe so.
Let me ask you a really dopey question. So now you're going down the street, you see there's a whole investigation going on. You think, oh, I work on CSI. Let me go help them out. No, you wouldn't.
We work with real CSIs on our show. They've done the job for 17, 20 years.
Yeah.
I could never do that job.
But you
for
learn
that
stuff, I
long.
bet.
I learn a lot of
I
stuff.
bet you
Every
do.
day I learn something new.
What about, and you had your first love scene, right? This
God.
year, after 8 years. How'd that go?
That was the part I could do the bad guy stuff. I could do the gambling.
Yeah, it was like 8 years
But
of
the
the
love
tough.
scene thing is really difficult to do. William Friedkin directed that show, and he directed The Exorcist, To Live and Die in L.A., and he's an old school
Connection,
director,
I
French
think.
Connection. He's an old school director, so he's like, hey, Mo, come on, walk like you got a pair. Do this like you got a pair. He's even to women. He's like, walk like you got a pair. To women, I'm like, whoa, he's rough. So he's directing the scene, and he's telling me how to do it. He's grabbing the chick, he's throwing her on the bed. Do like this. I'm throwing her on the bed. It was hilarious.
Sherry Lansing had to
first
go
love
through
scene
right
was
there.
hilarious. I was sitting there. I had to get my video camera from my trailer. I said, take this. In case anything goes wrong, I got something on him.
Well, Gary, I also wanted to ask you, you have a wonderful movie out where it's called Black August,
Yes.
and it's based on the life of George Jackson, who became a prison activist in the 60s. Can we take a look at the clip?
It was supposed to be a nonviolent action, man. No one was supposed to get hurt. I sent him in there, right? I mean, think that all that I have done, and he was the one to do it. I mean, I have not shed a tear because I am so proud.
Now, were you familiar with George Jackson before you took this role on?
Really briefly. I had known about the era. I had known about his name involved, but I didn't know about everything. I didn't read his book before the film. And, you know, at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. I wasn't sure of his beliefs. But after I read the book, I found that it bolstered more of my beliefs. I agreed with him. He had been in prison for something really minute. Gas station robbery for like $70. And for the rest of his life, he was in prison. So with his beliefs and the way he was really, his critically acclaimed book, bestseller, you know, many, many years. After reading what he thought and what he believed in, it bolstered my own beliefs, you know.
Yeah. Well, we want everyone to be able to see this because it's incredible, and you are one talented man.
Thank you.
We like having you here. Black August is available on DVD February 12th, and CSI Crime Scene Investigation airs Thursday nights. Check your local listings, so don't forget to grab this. We'll be right back.
Right now.